Greetings. This is a infrequent transmission from planet Mars. I've been absent for a very long time, trying to get back on my feet, and inspired by the comic crypt of Castle Hills and the great Gratu Orloff, I want to get back into the game. So I thought I'd start with my Hammer horror magazines. I have a complete run of the 70s, 80s English film magazine from across the pond. It was difficult to acquire this, so I'm rather proud of it. And if you've seen my earlier videos, I plan on getting them bound and professionally books to put on my bookshelf. I've got about 30 so far, and I've got about another 30 planned out so far. So here's House of Hammer #1. This is from, I think, 77 or 78, maybe around the time, back when Star Wars was just getting started, so it was kind of a real kick in the pants to what Famous Monsters was doing at the time. Okay. Here's issue 2. Issue 3. Issue 4, A Great Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires cover with David Chang and Peter Cushing. A nice mix-up of Shaw Brothers Kung Fu and classic Hammer vampires. And then the next issue with the Hammer's one foray into science fiction, Moon 02. I haven't read this issue yet, so this will be an interesting read. So let's start with the stack. Dracula, Prince of Darkness. We're back in classic Hammer mode. Christopher Lee. Burn Witch Burn. I love Peter Cushing. I especially love his portrayals of Van Helsing and when he plays Puritan vampire hunters. The classic ass-kicking man of God. I mean, it's one of my all-time screen heroes. His film portrayal in Twins of Evil is one of my absolute favorites. He's a kind of tragic hero in that film. Let's see here. Quatermass. Okay, King Kong. So this must have been 77. 76, 77. Creeping Unknown. Carrie. Kong. Another hint that dates this issue. One of our all-time favorite on-screen werewolves I'll ever read in Curse the Werewolf. The Sentinel. The movie scared me to death when I saw it on NBC. Movie of the week. Tender Dracula. I saw this. I was able to talk my mother into taking me to go see. It wasn't Tender Dracula. It was Old Dracula with David Niven, which is definitely outside of her comfort zone. But had a really good time. It's a nice memory with my mother after her divorce. Just her and I bonding over a monster movie she didn't understand. Okay, bear with me here. all know who this is. And this, great zombie movie, Plague of the Zombies, filmed alongside The Reptile. The only time Harryhausen was upstaged by something other than his dinosaurs, Raquel Welch. I had to check my pulse, make sure I was still a nerd. The Mummy Shroud. What was the tagline for that? Something, pound your feet to the mummy's beat or something like that. I should remember that. But I remember the photos of a very buxom blonde being mauled by Eddie Parker's mummy. And here we have Star Wars. We can't escape it. Oh well. It did better than most. It killed famous monsters. Freaks. This is when oh, Vampire Circus. Oh my gosh, if you haven't seen Vampire Circus, talk about a subversive film. The first 15 minutes will have you make sure the police are going to knock on your door and make sure to confiscate your Blu-ray. But what a awesome film. David Prowse. Just a terrific movie. I think they say ad here. Frankenstein, Dracula, the Yeti. That pretty much covers it all. The Reptile. One great thing about the House of Horror magazine was you had the comics strips by John Bolton, which were terrific. Savage Bees. I finally got around to seeing that a couple months ago. I picked up the Blu-ray. It was about what I thought it was going to be. Took me a couple times to get through it. Christopher Lee's The Mummy. Just a tad behind the original Carl Freund classic as far as great mummy movies. I've always thought that Chris Lee's Mummy was the perfect killing machine. Kind of the precursor to Michael Myers and Jason. It just can't be stopped. He's not like the Karras of Lon Chaney who just stumbles along until somebody falls in front of him. Christopher Lee's Mummy is going to get you. Once he's got you in his sights, he will not stop. And he is frightening, a frightening killing machine. And the last great Frankenstein film, Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. Terence Fisher's last film, Cushing's last hurrah with his rock star fright wig. A great, 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 great movie. Okay, another stack. Where are we at? Okay, that might actually be it. I thought I had more. Let me see what else I can grab real quick. Again, this is just oh. I'm just relearning how to do all this. Here's some classic EC fanzines. Squatrant. These are published from the starting from the late 50s at the end of the comics magazines up to the present day, essentially. Here's number 1. This was a biatch to acquire. Number 7. If you've never investigated the ECs, you're in for a rabbit hole of a money pit of just great art and clever storytelling. All the classic horror hosts, except for Drusilla. Doesn't get much better than that. Here's number 2 with the Al Williamson cover. And here we go. The horror. It's an argument over which was better, the horror, the science fiction, or even the shock and crime. They're all great. Number 6. And I think we've got probably at least 3/4 of the run. And then here's another run I've started. Just what I can find them cheap. Harvey Kurtzman, who left Mad and went to Trump magazine and finally went to Warren and started Help. So that's on my list. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Thanks for being patient with me. I hope to have more content coming soon. And thanks for sticking around. And love you all. Stay safe. See you soon.